So, I guess I'm sure everybody's aware right now. Today is November 21st, 2019. If you're seeing this video, hopefully you're actually seeing it on the day that it dropped. I don't know. Anyways, that's something that I'm kind of like referencing to is, I guess the special event is something about all hail the king, or we're all supposed to now be bowing down, or I don't know. Well, the only kind of bowing I'm going to be doing is what's on this shirt right here from HoBao. So the kind people over at HoBao have actually sent me this wonderful box. They actually received in the mail yesterday, and obviously if you're part of my live streams or part of my channel, you do know that things have been changing, and this is actually part of the change, the growth in the channel. So if you're interested in seeing what's inside that box, hold tight. Because what we're going to do is we're going to bust open into that box right now that we got from HoBao and see what's inside the box in this episode of RC Guy Garage. Let's go. So what I can already say is obviously having the box on top of this bench, there really is no way that I can open it. So yeah, I'm going to have to drop it to the ground once again, and then yeah. We'll open the box on the floor, and then we'll place the product, I guess you want to say, topside on the bench so we can get a better viewing experience. But we're actually going to be remedying that, because part of that, I guess, build process of all this bench and all this other stuff was the fact that I was making a mobile bench that actually slides underneath this bench. And if, like I said before, if you were part of the live stream, you already know that stuff like that was kind of in the works. It was part of the plan. And yeah, now these guys kind of jumped the gun on me, and I wasn't ready. So, anyways, yeah, let's just drop it to the floor. Yeah. So I guess kind of like what I was saying was that, yeah, with my knife. Oh. Things have changed. So anyways, let's bust open in this box and see what HoBao has sent. I'm telling you right now. So, then here's something that obviously you're not aware of. Now, I have a birthday coming this month. And they say things come in threes. Well, I'll tell you right now, things have come a lot more than three this month. So anyways, right here, what do we got? You can see right there. Holy crap. RTR. What else do we got here? What the heck? What do we got here? No way. So we've got the OP0134. It's the actual upgraded transmission that goes for this. Oh my god. So now, obviously, you know, per how I do my channel, now we've got two vehicles to do a what's in the box. So we're going to be doing a what's in the box of the Hyper MT Sport Plus. Look at that thing. Oh my god. Holy. And then, yes, the DC-1. The 1/10 scale 4-wheel drive. I guess you want to say the crawler from HoBao. So obviously you can see we've got right on the box, ready to run. We've got 2.4 gigahertz, trail crawler, 4-wheel drive, 1/10 scale. And obviously, you know, HoBaoRacing.com. And then LED light bucket included. What does that mean? Oh, that probably means that you can actually light this vehicle. So you can see right there, we've got either an 80% or an RTR. They actually sent me the RTR. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at here other than just awesomeness. So you can see it actually comes in 3 colors. Well, technically that's not a color, it's clear. So we've got a blue and a gray. Red dot indicates blue. I actually like the blue, that's pretty sharp. On the side of the box, there's the 2 versions of the DC-1. You got that nice gray right there. That's pretty sharp. I kind of like that. I like the sound of that. And then obviously you got the blue. And on the other side is obviously where they have the features. Differential with quick release design. What does that mean? Right there. What do you mean, differential with quick release design? We're going to have to figure out what that means. But there's your CNC aluminum solid rails. CNC aluminum shock construction. Your adjustable front caster. Your dual slipper clutch system right there. And then it's a dual transmission with integral CNC gears. Strongest in the industry. Wow. Well, we're going to find that out too. 27 turn water resistant 550 brushed motor. Dual servo mount locations. So it looks like potentially in the box, I can see it. So maybe in the box it's actually set up where the servo is on the axle. And then it looks like from that picture, it might be mounted to the chassis. That's what I'm thinking I'm seeing right there. CNC stainless sleeve CVD ball and outdrive cup. That's nice. CNC steel front CV shafts. That's pretty cool too. And then what do we got here? Torque maximizing drivetrain efficiency. So what's that? TMDE? I don't know. Axle housings are tilted with 15-degree angles. And then low-high two-speed transmission controlled by, obviously, the servo. You can see the servo right there, it looks like. Right there in the corner next to the ESC. Yeah. Wow. Then on this side, shows you the undercarriage of the vehicle. It's got some kind of like roller system on the center plate, where I'm assuming like the transmission should actually, be on the back side of that, where the two of the four links connect up both front and back. And then what's on the other side? On the other side, yeah, I think we're already here before. Let's do my typical bird's eye view and just rip this box open. Well, we're not going to rip it open. I don't rip boxes open. So what we're going to do is we're going to take my CRKT knife, just going to slice some plastic tape things, and then see what's inside the box. So, yeah, let's go! So they've got some seals on the bottom. We're just going to slice these seals open. It's a real tight package. I'll tell you one thing right away. They packaged this thing pretty damn good, because to be able to have like double layer cardboard and this thing to be completely surrounded. What is this? What the heck is that? They actually give you extra front drive shafts? Now that's pretty cool. They gave you like free drive shafts. So then inside, the FCC statement. Yeah, we don't need that. And then we've got a nice manual. Like every vehicle nowadays comes with a manual. So let's check this thing out, see what's in here. It looks like there's an antenna tube too. Not sure exactly why there's an antenna tube. So inside we've got the instruction manual here. Bunch of things flying out. Antenna tube. Looks like a battery warning sheet. Obviously the instruction manual. And some stickers. So that's kind of neat. Some stickers? I don't know. I kind of like... It's got clear windows. I kind of like clear windows. But anyways, got some stickers. A HoBao racing support form. I've actually seen this before. I'm not sure if it's in every vehicle. I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? So this is actually, it's the same exact remote as the Hyper Plus 2. So I'm going to be very, very familiar with that. And what do we got here? Something about the electronics, maybe. So we got a sheet on here about, I guess, the electronics. And then obviously the nice manual. That's a pretty sharp truck right there. Oh, more stickers! Holy crap! So there's 2 sets of stickers in there. That's actually nice. That's actually pretty cool. But one thing about the HoBao manuals is I do very much appreciate, I guess you want to say, how clear they are. They are exceptionally clear in viewing. They're good quality, I guess you want to say, paper material. It's a gloss finish, so it should last for quite a while. And looks like it gives you a bunch of like parts and replacement parts, and I don't know. This is actually pretty sweet. Now what's more important is actually taking out what's inside this box right here. So let's get you up. Let's get you up there. So obviously you can see inside the box. First thing that's actually on top of the hood of the vehicle is the HoBao remote, which, like I said already before, this remote I actually like. It's the same one that's actually for the Hyper Plus 2. There's your, I guess, channel 3 little switch right there. It's a single press switch. It says channel 3 on it. And this is actually a nice remote. And yes, it is 4 AA batteries that goes inside this remote. Then we've got, looks like the body of the truck being separate. It's all surrounded in plastic. Oh, this is actually nice. Wow, look at that blue. That blue seriously pops. That is a sweet looking metallic blue. Look at the size of that sunroof. Holy crap. Oh, this is mint. It even has a wiper blade on the back. It has a rear view mirror. I don't even know if you can see the rear view mirror. There's actually a rear view mirror in there. It's got reclining bucket seats. Dude, are you serious? Look at this. Check it out. The bucket seats actually recline. Are you kidding me? Why would you need the bucket seats to recline? But I'm not complaining. That's actually pretty funny. Wow. Mirrors. Side mirrors. Looks like they have a little bit... Oh, it's got like a little plastic overlay on it to keep the mirror material nice. And then there's those buckets where, I guess, I don't know. I don't know if you can put lights in those or not. I think you can. You definitely can in the back. So you definitely can. And it even has... Is that arrows? Almost looks like it has arrows in the back. Maybe you can put sequential lighting in it. It actually has 3 locations in the bottom where you can actually fit LED lights. That is sweet. It's got door handles. It's got rub rails. The actual fender flares are integrated or bolted through the body of the vehicle to the inner fender wells, both on the front and the back. And then it looks like on the back, there's a support, I don't know, for the spare tire maybe? But there's a support. Is there a spare tire? Oh, there is. There is a spare tire. Wait a minute, I gotta look at the box. Yeah, so on the box. How did I not notice that? There's the spare tire on the box. So there must be some type of a mount. Oh, it's actually already on the bumper. All right, so this pin looks like it actually goes into the bumper mount or tire mount. But yeah, this is pretty mint. And now we'll take the meat out of here. Oh, this has got a nice tight feel to it. We got the spare tire in the box. It's a little stiff, but that might be all right. Depending upon the weight of the actual vehicle, that might not be a bad thing. So this is actually the back section of the vehicle. Here's obviously where the spare tire mounts. You can tell because obviously it's got a little screw hole right there. And then it looks like it's a hex mount that actually accepts the rear wheel. So that's how that goes, just like that. And obviously you just put your bolt in there. But it's actually pretty sweet looking. Sounds like there's some air in the shocks. Like I've said before, we are going to run it stock out of the box. That's just what I do. And then we'll adjust things from there. We'll see if I can do anything to modify it or change it, if it even needs anything. But the suspension feels a little tight. Feels a little tight for a crawler. But then again, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe the shock oil might be just a little bit heavy. But then again, the way the front's acting, the front seems to be compressing all right, but I don't know. We'll just check it out. Turn this around here. It's got a rubber strap for the battery box, which that's kind of cool. So you can actually strap the battery right in. So you can actually see it actually has a Dean's connector, which is a plus because I have a bunch of batteries that have Dean's. And then the other thing, when you peel back this little part of the receiver, I'm not sure if it'll focus on that. Focus. Kind of focused. You can see you've got different settings. Come on. Autofocus. You've got the different settings for the actual ESC. So it's got like a little jumper plug right here. And depending upon where you put the jumper plug, right now it's actually set for NiCad. We're going to switch it over to LiPo. And then it's got a couple of other settings that I just can't see. Oh, there we go. So it looks like we've got set up as forward, brake, reverse, forward, brake, and then forward, reverse. It also looks like this battery tray right here, it can be mounted there. At least I'm pretty sure it can. See how you've got a couple of holes here? Those holes look like they match up to a multi-configuration hole that's actually inside this battery box. Look at that. So see how you've got a couple of screws all the way forward in this battery tray? So I'm assuming those screws right there can line up right there, and then those screws go to that back portion. So now we're looking at the the transfer case right there. And then obviously here's the 2-speed transmission. And then look at that little tiny servo. Just tiny. Obviously that's what operates the 2-speed transmission. You don't need a gigantic servo. And it has like a cast look, but it's plastic. So it's a plastic 2-speed transmission, a plastic transfer case, which none of that stuff really kind of matters, and it's plastic. Looks like we got some rock rails right here, or a step, integrated step. And then it looks like a kind of, I guess, I don't know, what do you want to call that? Like a little belly side protection thing, to where it looks like it kind of integrates into the front and rear wheel wells on both left and right sides of the vehicle. Shock hoops look pretty good. Shock hoops are plastic. There's the 550 motor right there. Was that a sumo wrestler? Little antenna wire here. Stout front bumper. It also looks as though, yeah, so it is. It actually looks like this can accept aftermarket bumpers from what I'm seeing here. As a matter of fact, I know it can now. Just seeing that. You got plastic tow hooks here. Front bumper itself actually seems pretty rigid. Should take some impacts. It's got a little bit of flexibility to it, which is nice. I'm actually wrong, so I didn't notice that. It looked like it was showing, I guess, maybe I was thinking that out of the box, the servo would be axle mounted, which I'd rather actually have it mounted on the frame. And I know that one of the issues that you probably have with that is that it obviously has a track bar. Yeah. So we'll have to deal with that and see if there are any adverse issues when it comes to, you can definitely see, you know, just like with what happens when you have a track bar, that you do get a little bit of, when you compress the suspension down, it does want to kick it over to the side. So when you see the reveal right there, the bumper is fairly close to the edge of the tread, and then it looks like you've got, I don't know, like 3/8 of tread on that, I guess you want to say, right side. So that's something we may have to investigate, see what's going on there, see if there's anything that, you know, potentially we can modify if needed. Like I said, this is one of those things where it's, you run it stock out of the box and then modify it, you know, to whatever you want later. So, but we're going to be testing this thing out. So now on the right side, obviously you can see the ESC right there. See a better look of the little micro servo. The receiver box is actually right there. Looks like they've got a nice heat sink for the gearing and technically for the motor. Draw some of the heat away from the motor. Being a brushed motor, obviously. Not brushless, which is fine. For a crawler, that works. Let's get a look at the underneath. So for the underneath, yeah, that's kind of interesting. There's no skid plates. Kind of almost wish there was like a skid plate for this. Being kind of semi-rigid. Are those fasteners? Those real screws? Those are actually, I don't think they're all real screws. No, they're not. So it's like one there, that's real. That one's real. So it looks like they're skipping every other screw and putting a real fastener from what I think I'm seeing right now. Get the hardware kind of sticking down there, so I wonder if that's going to get caught on things. That is a possibility, so we'll see. Like I said, it's all about modification. Here's those little rollers. Must be made of brass, I'm assuming. Must give it a little bit extra, I guess, weight. There's a look at the 4-link front and rear right there. It looks like the axles, front and rear, are exactly the same. Obviously, except for your end pieces for steering. So, yeah. Front and rear axles are exactly the same. So that's pretty cool. And then, there you go. You got the HoBao logo on there, if you could see that. But yeah, this thing's actually pretty sweet looking. It does have the intermediate little slip yoke, front and back. So these obviously must be the same drive shafts, front to rear. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, you can definitely hear this air in the shocks. But this is actually going to be a nice little unit. So let's just get the body on, throw the tire on, and then, I don't know, maybe we'll toss a battery in and see what's up. Did I tell you this body's pretty sharp? It actually really is sharp. So you can see inside the package, just like I was saying, it's like there's some screws in here too. I don't know what those are for. So inside that first little baggie right there, looks like we got a ton of pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so they gave us 8 pins, so we end up with 4 extra pins. That's kind of cool. You got the little body savers right there. What I thought was like a set screw. It's actually one of the little donuts, one of the little donut holes from there. You can see this one's not punched out all the way. So it's not a set screw. But it comes with 2 screws, which maybe one of them is for mounting the rear tire, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, probably one of these screws is for mounting the rear tire. I mean, inside this little baggie, we're not going to actually open that. It's just got the Allen wrenches and the little, probably like little lug key kind of thing. Yeah. We aren't going to use the antenna tube. I'm not sure why that comes in an antenna tube, but we're not going to use it. We are going to mount the spare tire right now. And like I was saying, I'm assuming it's just one of these screws right here, and it is an Allen. So the little screw for the back spare tire is actually a 2.0, and it actually is a 100% usable tire and rim. So in case you're wondering, it's not fake, it's actually real. You just need to press on it a little bit harder. Yeah, there we go. Just needed to press on it a little harder. It's not a threaded hole. Obviously, you're threading it with the screw. So, no Arnold Schwarzenegger strength because it's not needed. All right. We put on these little body saver things onto the truck. We'll take out 4 of our little body pins. And we're just gonna throw the body on right now just to see what it looks like. Here we go. Not too bad. The body clips are pretty tiny, so it'd probably be pretty easy to lose these things, so just keep that in mind. When you get sausage fingers, it's kind of hard to manipulate little tiny pins like this, but you know what probably would be nice is to do like a magnetic mount for this. But these holes are probably already located on a factory body that you buy, but there we go. That's what the thing looks like with the body on. I mean, how can you beat that look? So it looks like it actually has a separate grille. It's got the headlight buckets, which I'm assuming can be, LED lit up. It's got like a hood bulge right here, like, almost like a hood scoop looking thing. That is not an active scoop. It's not actually needed. The back side of that right there, that's actually a mirror. So when you actually look inside the vehicle, you can see it literally has a rear view mirror. And then you can see it even has GPS. So right there, it's a GPS. That's actually pretty cool. And then looking inside the sunroof, you already saw that those chairs actually recline, which is kind of weird. It's got the snorkel right there, going right through the right side fender with HoBao actually imprinted on the plastic snorkel right there. And it's got door handles and rub rails, and yeah, and check it out. Pretty sweet looking rack. So that means we can actually mount stuff probably to the top of this vehicle to give it more of that scale look. And one of the things too that I noticed that people complain about is that when you have a vehicle, right, when you do what's called scaling, when you have a vehicle like that, the top of the body's going to be heavy, but guess what? I mean, isn't that the way it is in a real vehicle too? There are things that you can do to take care of that. One of the things that I do is I actually take strips of lead, I break down my wheels, and I lead weight the wheels. What you do is you take it's rolled lead, and you cut strips, and you actually line the inside of the rims, like, I don't know, as high as you can, to where there's no bead locks on here, right? No, these aren't bead locks. Are they bead locks? No, they're glued. So these tires are glued, they're not bead locks. I was thinking for some reason maybe they were bead locks from the back side. But, so they're glued on, so if we had to, again, we're just gonna run this thing as is, because that's what I'm all about. You run it stock out of the box and just mod it from there. So anyways, here you go. Here is the HoBao, and it's actually pronounced HoBao, like H-E-B-O-W, HoBao. Had a nice little conversation with them, and yeah, So that's actually pretty cool. Americans have a tendency to pronounce things different ways. So, but there we go. Here is the HoBao DC-1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get a look at what the front wheel articulation is, and what we do is we'll lift up one wheel. I don't know how I'm going to do that. We'll lift up one wheel until another wheel lifts, which is right there. So we are looking at, it looks like, I guess I want to say 3 3/4, maybe 3 1/2 or so. And we'll check out the back. Do the same thing. Lift up a wheel until the wheel lifts, which is actually pretty significant in the back. So it seems like the back has actually got a little bit more from what my eyes see. There's that spare tire, and that's one of the things that I didn't notice. So, see, when I put that body on, you got to actually make sure that that little pin goes into that spare tire. That'll probably make it so that it's not as flexible. Yeah, so actually that stiffens up that tire a lot, which that's actually pretty good. So now we're going to throw some batteries in the remote, and then we're going to go ahead and maybe charge up a battery and see what this thing can actually do, kind of, I guess, on the trail. So what are my thoughts on the HoBao DC-1? It's actually a heck of a lot better than what I thought it was, because I was kind of basing, I guess, a little bit of my thought on what I saw online. So other reviewers have, I guess, reviewed this vehicle, which I'm not reviewing this vehicle. I am point blank just giving to you straight. I actually like this crawler. Am I a professional crawler? No, but I know how to crawl. And it's like one of those things where this DC-1 and what it offers straight out of the box, it's actually mint. And I almost feel like it's given Gen 7 a little bit of a run for its money. And one of the big things is the 2-speed transmission. So what I had noticed with that 2-speed transmission, while it's not a massive change in speed, you're not going to be, going like a TRX4 or lightning fast down the road. But what it does is I feel it's giving you just a little bit more, I guess you want to say that low gear ratio, to where you seem to have a little bit more throttle control over the terrain, like say going over rocks, where I had actually gone over those flat stones. I was able to feather the throttle a lot better when it was in that lower range. And then obviously when you got out into the openness of just going through trails, if you just wanted to go a little bit quicker, you could just shift it. And the other thing that I had noticed too was people were saying something about, shifting on the fly, be careful, blah, 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 whatever. But I didn't find any issues with shifting on the fly. Now, granted, I wasn't full cork on it either. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. This DC-1, I've got zero bad to say about it. Even having the track bar in the front, I found no ill effects. Now, granted, we are going to be taking this to a track so that I can, I guess, see if I can perform maybe like some other crawlers. And the great thing about HoBao is that they have upgrades. So if I feel that this thing needs upgrades, which we are going to do, yeah, I'm going to do it. I like this rig. I mean, how could you not even, think about it. Just look at even the styling of this truck. I mean, this thing just has a specific look to it. I can't put my finger on what it looks like. It almost looks like the cross of maybe like a Mercedes and a Jeep. And I don't know, maybe like not a Range Rover, but it just has a unique look. And I can appreciate all the detail that actually went into, this truck here. I mean, it even has a rear view mirror and a GPS on the inside. So, I mean, that's just cool. It's got wiper blades, door handles, rub rails, and then it obviously has, a whole ton of stickers and, whatnot to kind of, I guess, customize it. And one of the things that I like to customize my stuff with is obviously diesel power. The HoBao brand seems to have what's called, there's a term, it's called good bones. It's giving you oddly stunning parts that are packaged within this vehicle. And every HoBao that I've actually had or seen, I'm noticing that they're putting a certain level of quality in their vehicles, and for me, it's actually showing. Does the DC-1 maybe have a couple of small weaknesses? Yeah, if you're a pro level rock crawler and you look at it, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think my channel is more about just giving it to you straight, and that's what I'm doing. I'm giving it to you straight. I'm giving you my opinion of what these vehicles are. I've got a ton of them right now, and there's more coming. Next up on the block is going to be the Hyper MT Sport Plus. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that vehicle as well as this one right here. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoy watching these episodes of Varsity Guy Garage. We kind of did a what's in the box, and we actually did a running video kind of all into one because I couldn't wait. I unboxed it, and I literally was I got to actually take this thing out because the sun shines out, and yeah, I hadn't driven a crawler in a little while, and this was the perfect crawler to drive. So like I said, hope you enjoy these episodes of RC Guy Garage, and yeah, giving it to you straight. I'm out of here.